What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back. It is your girl, Miss Honey, back with a Real Housewives of Potomac review. This episode, I think was supposed to be more explosive scene-wise, but the most explosive part was the ending, darling. But we're going to talk about it. This is episode 11, I believe, of season 4. Can I Get a Witness? Which, I mean, it's more cat chasing its own tail, like that, whatever. So let's just get a couple of 2-3 things out of the way first. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I am so excited to have you here. All of my day one subbies and honeybees out there. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me each and every video. Y'all know it's not a whole lot, but I appreciate each and every one of you checking in, signing in, giving me the thumbs up. Y'all know how much I love that thumbs up. It's like saying, hey, Miss Honey. And of course, I'm always commenting down below. If you are not a member of the tribe, please go ahead and hit that subscription bell. I promise you, you will not regret it. Okay, so let's talk about this episode. Karen and Raven are talking. Raven is home from school, and she looks like she might be packing to go back, and she's confiscated a couple of 2-3 things of Karen's. You know, she probably got a couple of shirts to wear as dresses and things like that. It's a real cute moment. She said, yeah, she liked dressing vintage. I was like, child, that shade do not fall far from the tree in which it was casted, okay? Listen, and Karen showed her video that Ray found of her all there together with Mama and Paw. Evidently, Karen wanted to show us that her kids, I think her son's name is Michael, and her daughter Raven, how, you know, hurt they were by the passing of their grandparents. And Raven got emotional, got teared up. It was a nice moment. Well, evidently Raven at the funeral sung Amazing Grace, which Mima really loved, and really loved her voice. And Raven's got a beautiful voice. Let Karen tell it. So Karen is good friends with Macy Gray, and she want Macy Gray to bring Raven into the studio to record this song in Raven's voice so she can have a memory of it. I was like, y'all wasn't videoing the funeral? I don't know. Anyway, so you know, people like the video performances and things like that. That's why I said it. But I guess this was to bring Macy Gray into the situation. But you know, Raven got back there and she was a little bit nervous. Karen came with her, and you know, she kept chiming in. Once all that was squashed on down, and Macy could really just talk to her and say, hey, you trying to have these high moments, why don't you just go ahead and sing it like Raven singing? And she did. And you know, they played the track, y'all. The track had a lot of extra singers in it. I don't know who all them extra people was that was singing. It was different. Anyway, good for Raven, as long as Karen is happy. Let me see who else is much ado about nothing. Okay, so Monique. Ashley go to see Monique, and Monique is at the studio. She laying down a track for her intro. Look at Myrtle back there. Myrtle, you all in my mouth, girl. You was all in my mouth. Oh, I had Myrtle in my last video, and somebody made a comment about it. Somebody was being ugly about Myrtle being back there. But listen, y'all don't worry about Myrtle. Myrtle do not get involved. Have y'all heard Myrtle interrupt me at one time? You have not. Y'all say hey to Myrtle. Anyway, listen. So she gonna do an intro in her rap style for her podcast. You know, Monique stay working. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but Monique stay on the hustle. I can see why Chris married her. Not only is she beautiful, she got a good head on her shoulders, and she stay hustling. She keep her kids up. They well spoken. They very well taken care of. Okay, she keep her body up. She keep her mind right. You know what I'm saying? And they seem like they share a lot. So y'all can miss me with all the Monique comments. At least she a bona fide housewife. All right, and she doing the doggone thing. And she reproducing and giving us beautiful melanated diamonds and pearls out here. So I don't understand what the problem is. Well, Ashley come there and she says she feels like being there with Monique is just so wonderful because her and Monique is her ace boom coon, and she really thought Giselle was gonna let her be one of the heads on the three-headed green-eyed monsters, but Giselle been acting funny, and she feel more comfortable with Monique. And she talks about how the girls have so many things to say. They having a lot of stuff to say out there, and then she feels attacked. And she said, I don't know why they're doing that. I just try to be supportive. And she said, well, Candace said you've been talking about us too, talking about me and Michael too. And Monique was like, what? And she was like, yeah. She said that she doesn't understand why. She talking about during the whole argument situation at the hold down. What Candace was trying to shut Robyn and Monique down from telling her she was overdoing it, like calm down, like you putting too much on it, right? So she said that Candace made a reference to the fact that Monique does it too, and Monique talks about her too. Well, I haven't heard Monique do that. I've heard Monique say, well, we don't really know. We have to see what's going on, that type of thing. Now, she may have laughed at the situation like, what? A penis? Oh, that's ridiculous. You know, that type of thing. But she hasn't been malicious about it, about Ashley and Michael. Because she say she a married woman and she don't want nobody coming after her husband or her marriage. What would she do in that same situation? How would she want people to treat her? So that's how she treated Ashley. Well, when she tell that about Candace, do Monique said, no, that's not true, and then go talk to Candace? No, because this is TV land. And if she don't get it straight now, she might not never be able to get it straight. They still haven't let her talk to Katie about her and Amistad. So, she tells her, she's like, oh, no, that's not true, and I ain't got nothing but receipts. And she went and got the screenshots of the text messages where Candace almost seems to be reveling, I mean, and excited about what's going on. I was right, like I told you so type situation. And Monique appears to be taking a stance of, oh, so you know it happened? You know for sure that it happened? Like, girl, you saying it like you was right there when it went down. So Monique was like, Candace need to grow up. And then Ashley was like, well, I don't think she gonna be able to do that. She ain't quite grown up yet. And Monique laughed at that. Now, this the kind of stuff Monique do. Girl, you crazy. But she didn't all out talk about Candace. She just said that Candace needs to start bringing other people into her stories. Which agreed. Okay, so let's see here. Later on, Chris and Monique taking baby clothes out and just getting ready in the bed together, and they talking. They in the great room, in the great master suite now. And she's talking about not giving all them clothes away after this baby outgrow them because she don't want no more children. And he was like, no, you better keep it because we might have a oops baby. She was like, no, I will oops upside your head, sir. I'm done carrying your footballs. They make some beautiful children, though. And I think today is his 42nd birthday. Because it might have been yesterday, because I saw on IG where she was, celebrating him and his birthday. And it was like a montage of pictures Listen, I stand corrected about Monique being in the swimming pool in the wedding dress taking baby photos, baby bump photos, because this is pretty much her MO. This is who Monique is. She has taken a lot of photos, cataloging, and just creating beautiful memories of her and Chris' relationship and love along the way. Monique is a good wife, okay? I'm ready to go ahead and say it. I'm gonna give her what was it, Proverbs 31? Better than diamonds and pearls, rubies, and I don't know. Y'all tell me, put it down below. Anyway, so okay, so let's see. Giselle find out that Ashley and Michael gonna do this Fox 5 interview. And she done got her popcorn. Now, I don't know what time of day it is, but normally those Fox 5 talk shows, they come on usually early in the morning, at least before the 10 o'clock hour. They have run they little shows, you know, especially local news, you know. So, I don't know why she got popcorn, but maybe she had it taped. I don't know. Maybe she had it recorded. Anyway, she just relishing in the whole thing. Michael tell his side of it, and then Ashley say she was right there. I'm like, well, how was you right there, girl? How was you right there when it happened? And Michael was like, yeah, I just brushed across him. I was hot. I was trying to get by. And Ashley, you know, was just like, okay. I was like, y'all didn't talk about this. Y'all didn't go over this. Anyway, that's the Fox 5 interview. Of course, you know, Giselle, that's all she can talk about. That's all she can think about. Let's see, what else? So, Ashley, y'all getting on my nerves. Ashley, the show opens with dismissed and dropped. Basically, the charges against Michael was dismissed and all dropped. And you know, they're happy they can move on with their lives. Well, she calls her mom and she talks to her mom about the situation, and you know, she's just glad, and he had to go through this, and her mom co-signs all of that. Her mom has a vested interest because she got a ton of money from Michael, a ton of support, monetary support from Michael, and who knows, she could still be getting that monetary support, right? I don't know. Or she could just be standing by her daughter and her brother, her son-in-law. So, when Ashley tried to squeeze out, he's a good man, Mom, and she tried to squeeze out that tear would not drop. When I tell you that tear said, I will not do it. I will not waste a slide down your face for this nonsense, boo. No, them tears was like, forget it. Forget it. She could not muster it up. Let's see. She's staging the house because she want to get rid of all the bad energy. Meanwhile, the girls, they running a montage of the girls on the other side of the screen, just letting her have it, baby, in confessionals, on the phone, together over the past episodes. Like, she got a lot of daggers pointed her way, but this is the house that Jack built, right? Like, she created this whole vitriol and venom towards her by being in each and every single one of their businesses and talking out of school, talking about stuff she shouldn't have been talking about, not knowing how to let stuff go, not being appropriate, you know, or tactful, or empathetic, or informed. Okay, so now she getting a lot of snares, especially from Giselle and Candace. I don't know how Giselle can try to chastise Candace when she is just as ugly towards Ashley. Well, deserving or not, two wrongs don't make a right. So, but Ashley, you're gonna have to take this butt whooping. You gonna have to take this verbal abuse, honey, because and unpacking of your business, because the girls is not letting up. Well, Robyn have a little get together at her house for friends. Juan walk in and she popping champagne and she got fruit out there, and evidently they gonna try on lipstick and makeup. And these seem like her personal friends. Y'all excuse the snorting. But it seems like her personal friends, as well as Giselle, Robyn. Was Candace there? Maybe Candace was there. Giselle, Robyn. Oh, Katie in her wig. And Katie the wig, Giselle, Robyn. Ashley wasn't there, and Monique wasn't there. That I know for sure. And of course, they was talking about it. They was chopping it up. They was talking about that Fox 5, and Giselle was leading the way, baby. And she would give her 5 miles of dig, 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 dig through your business. Dig, 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 dig through your mess. Dig, 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 dig through your business. And then a dropper. Well, girl, I was just concerned about you. You called me, we talked for 45 minutes. 40 of them minutes you tried to sneak and browbeat me into telling you my personal business, even though I've told you I do not want to talk about it. And the next 5 minutes I spent getting you off the phone. Next 4 minutes I spent getting you off the phone. And the last minute you say, well, girl, I was just concerned about you. It's a mess. Giselle is a mess. I mean, she is dragging this smelly, stinky story all up and through. Robyn adding to it because she was there for the... I mean, the girls really just do not understand. Giselle shouldn't be the one talking about it as much, except she the messiest. Really, Robyn does not understand. She just does not get it. Now, I know what I heard is what her stance is, and so is Candace. Candace just being a lot more malicious about it. Robyn is really taking a stance like, come on now, come on now. Well, Katie in the wig tell a story about her ex. I believe his name was Andrew, and Michael, Ashley's husband. Apparently they was palling around and getting along real good, and he tells Katie's ex, I'm gonna call you later, we gonna talk, but I'm gonna do it on your private line. You know what I'm saying? And the girls was like, what? And Katie was like, and her wig was like, yeah. And the wig was like, I was there. And so Katie thinks she just stupid. She's just stupid and she can't see it. And Giselle was like, well, after she done cut her up, chopped her up, and dragged that stinking story around the whole circle, Giselle says, well, I don't think she's stupid. I think she just she knows that she's trying to support him or something of that nature. Here's my thing. I think he was trying to call Andrew so they could swap stories about some things they have seen and done, because Michael is clearly into African American men. His fetish is with African American men. I'm gonna tell you how I know. Okay? That footage they released at the end, that's how I know. Now, before we get to it, it's Juan's 40th birthday. And they are, Robyn is throwing him, he a fall baby, so she throwing him like a Halloween type shindig with a haunted house and all that stuff, and the kids coming out. First of all, it's a long, dark ride. I don't know why Ashley drove. One, you surrounded by all of these tabloid stories, and two, you get a driver for everything else. Why wouldn't you get a driver to take you down into the deepest, darkest parts of the woods? It's dark in the like carnival area, and they go through a haunted house. But before they do that, Giselle get there. She called Robyn. Robyn is delayed as usual, even though it's her party for one. She threw it. In come Ashley and Michael after they done had a long talk a talk on that long drive, and she seemed kind of like she was trying to get his opinion on and how he feels about the situation. I was like, girl, you ain't talk about this right after the court date. I guess you're doing it for the camera now, right? Okay. Anyway, they, you know, she lead him into that conversation. So when they get there, you know, they trying to play it cool because that's what people do, you know, especially, you know, Caucasoids and, you know, people who operate in certain type of circles just aren't this crass. Anyway, Giselle was like, "Oh, okay." He said, "Well, she called Robyn. Oh, guess who walked up? Ashley and Michael." And she was like, "Michael, this Robyn." And he was like, "Yeah, I think she thought I wasn't coming. We tricked her, basically." Uh, just Ashley told her he wasn't coming, and he was like, "Nah, I want to see Juan." But it's a surprise for Robyn. So, um, she was like, he said, yeah, I tricked her. You know, this when she done got off the phone with Robyn. And Giselle was like, why? What the heck is going on? And he was like, oh, no. She just thought I wasn't coming because we played a little trick on her. And she was like, okay, what? Dismiss? No charges filed? No charges? They was like, she was like, high five to no charges filed. And he was like hesitating, but he did give it to her. I would have left her standing there. I would have showed turned my back. That still would have been good for TV. If you had to turn your back and walked off, or y'all just started talking about something else like she wasn't standing there, that would have still been good TV ratings. But you know, he got a part-time submissive type attitude. It's not with females necessarily. It don't seem like to me, but he loved to show his soft underbelly to Juan. Well, later on we see that. But first, Candace and Chris come in, and Ashley and Michael standing there. It's awkward. It's weird. Candace gives her the pageant girl wave. I didn't see Katie in her wig there, and I know Monique wasn't finna come out there in the dog stumbling around, and she about to give birth to a baby. But anyway, she had a gala, so she couldn't come. Y'all know Monique stay on the hustle. So that was supposed to be an awkward moment. Michael said, well, let me walk off and let me go get a beer. Oh, don't go get a beer. Please don't go get a beer. Please drink Pepsi. Please, I'm begging you. Ashley go with him, and they able to really chop her up. Candace and Giselle, and by this time Robyn has gotten there. When Robyn get there, here come Robyn and Juan and his daddy there, and I think her parents are there, and here come Ashley and Michael. Well, Juan, who is the nicest out of everybody, he was the most cordial out of everybody there. Karen came, but and she chopped it up with the lady. She been a part of this whole thing with Ashley, chopping Ashley up. And she didn't bring Ray, cause y'all know Ray got to protect his hips and his joints. Okay, his cartilage, the way his cartilage is set up, he can't be out here jumping in no dog corridors with no haystacks and stuff to fall over. No, sir. No, sir. Karen came on her own. Well, Juan was so cordial to Michael. You know, he was just telling him to put it all behind you, look ahead. I'm glad to see you. I appreciate you coming out all this way. Just, you know, you just move on with stuff. You don't, this wouldn't typically you do. Now, he acted real crazy like he didn't know what a girl's night was when he walked in the house and found Robyn in there in high heels and tight jeans. He liked what he saw, but he didn't understand why she had all these folks all up and through. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is we doing? Why you got these people packed up in here? Like, who? Ain't nobody said nothing to me, but when he walked into his birthday party, he loved it. He loved every minute of it, and hanging out and being outside and bonfire and having all his family and stuff there together. He really loved it, and he seemed like he was showing Robyn a lot of affection. She seemed like she was foreign to that affection. I told y'all they seem like they pal around more than anything. And the way, you know, she was just seeming kind of embarrassed when he was hugging on her and acknowledging her. And that's they setup, child. They like it. I love it. Anyway, the girls pull away and they get to talking. about this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, Michael done had a couple of beers. He goes over there and gets to talking with Juan about a couple of 2, 3 things. I forget what he was saying. But anyway, whatever he was saying, it was slightly sexual. Chris was there, Candace's husband, and he was looking like I was looking like. This what it was. It was camping. They was talking about camping. And Juan was saying he can't deal with no camping. He can do a lot of stuff, but he can't deal with no camping. And he was like, well, it can be strenuous, but if you get the right setup, if you get it set up real nice, and as long as it doesn't head in a different direction, it can head in a different direction. You just have to be ready for it. Something like that. I was like, what is you saying? Huh? Why is you talking like that to this man? What do you, be clear, sir? Be clear, sir. You giving us ambiguous language. You slipping in and out of lines. Like, what is that? It's a very subtle, slick type of thing. He's old bait and hook. Ooh. Come on now. He old bait and hook. Okay, he dangle a couple of 2, 3 lines out there. They could go either way, depending on context and tone, and set up. It could go either way. If you're the recipient of it, how it makes you feel. But when you retell it, it seemed like it could have been "Have a nice day" or "Have a nice day." You a slick one. You a slick one. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Your people and your species are good at this. Okay? Good at this. Anyway. So the ladies done pulled to the side and they talking. Ashley walk up. She won't know what the ladies talk about. You already know. Giselle wanted to debunk the whole thing. She wanted to debunk the whole kid and caboodle. So does Robyn. Karen got to jump on the bandwagon too. And we all know how Candace feel about the whole situation. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Ashley walk up and she, they hit it and she hit it back. Boy, she got Giselle good. You giving me half and half friendship. Okay, you giving me this sweet and low friendship where you seem like you on my side, but then you taking these inappropriate, obnoxious jabs at me and Michael and our relationship, and I don't understand that. And Giselle was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just voiced my opinion, and I am concerned about you. Okay, convince me. Convince me that it's rain, and I know I smell pee. Anyway, Ashley then say, y'all, nobody calls me. Nobody but Monique. And by the way, Monique, I shared with Monique some things, and she told me, she didn't say she shared. She just said Monique said this. The same way she brought the Candace news into Monique house, now she dropping it to Candace. Like Monique just told her. No, tell her how it all came about. Tell her about how you went in there and drug Candace's name to Monique, and Monique rewarded you by showing you those receipts. Tell her how it really went down now. And they all go back and forth about, I called you, I cared for you, I tried to show you, but now you see they all collective against her like that. Y'all, you see that, you have come against everybody, and we just find it hard to believe that now you want to act like you can't talk about it, or the subject is beyond approach. And basically, they let her have it. Boy, I tell you, they kept tagging her head so good. And she went over there and told Michael she was ready to go. Well, Michael don't want to leave because Juan's still there. So meanwhile, Giselle is like, well, I don't know, because I find it hard to believe that Monique said she didn't have no cameras down there. Why you jumping on Monique about this situation? It wasn't her husband or her cameraman that was involved. But Giselle, you a real piece of work. You ain't much a friend, and then you gonna try to throw shade on Monique good friendship name. But anyway, they get to show the footage, and this the end of the episode. And basically, was there footage? They show the footage. Now, it was audio. It was visual, but the visual wasn't of the two of them. It was of Michael's arm and the gentleman's clothes. It appeared that he had a microphone on the gentleman, or it was Michael's microphone that caught it, and the camera was pointing downward, or at an angle that just wasn't straight on. And Michael went by the man, and Michael touched the man. And when the man said, Michael kind of giggled, and the cameraman, I don't know who the two giggles, it was like giggle and then another giggle, I don't know, but it just had written out giggles. You didn't really hear that necessarily. And it's kind of like it happened a little fast for the guy. It happened real quick, and the minute he said, don't do that. And Michael was like, what? He was like, I don't do that. I don't like it when you do that. I don't like that. Don't do that. And Michael was like, oh, no, okay, no, all right, okay. The man's voice sounded like a black man to me. And Michael definitely sounded a little thrown off. Now, I don't know if he had been misreading signals all night, or if the gentleman is open to relationships with males, just not with Michael, just not while he working, just not there. I don't know. But he said very clearly, don't do that. I don't like that. Don't do that. Now, I stand by my theory. Michael is a man who enjoys fetishes, who has fetishes. Now we know he predominantly prefers an African American participant. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, 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 I holla.